In October 1989, 43 women around the world gave birth. None of these women had been pregnant when the day first began.
How much do you want for it?
I have adopted 6 children, gifted with abilities far beyond the ordinary. I give you the Umbrella Academy.
Does anyone wish to speak?
It was a monster.
Everything about our family is insane. It always has been.
Is that my skirt?
Oh, yeah, this. It's very breathy on the bits.
Nice to see nothing's changed. I jumped forward and got stuck in the future. Do you know what I found? Absolutely nothing.
When's it supposed to happen?
In 8 days.
Oh, shit.
Look around. There's someone out there who's trying to stop me from preventing the apocalypse.
We need the full force of the Academy.
Bingo.
Yay, sisters. Yay, sisters.
Get up. We're going.
Where?
Save the world.
Oh, is that all?
Hey guys, this is my review for Netflix's The Umbrella Academy. It is made by Gerard Way and another guy, I can't remember his name, but Gerard Way, if a lot of you know, he's the lead singer from My Chemical Romance. He actually made this comic, The Umbrella Academy, and this Netflix chose to do a TV live-action adaptation of the graphic novel or comic that he made. Umbrella Academy is about, there's a day, I think it was October 1st is the day that it was, and there were, I think, 43 or 42 kids that were all born, and the women were previously not pregnant before that day. Like, they got pregnant, had the baby that same day out of nowhere. This one guy named Reginald Hargreaves, he adopts 7 of these babies, and he takes them in, and he knows somehow, they explain it later on, but he knows that they have special powers and abilities, and he wants to use these 7 kids to not only be heroes in a sense, but also to save and stop the end of the world that's coming. The whole first season of the series is based off of the first comic. I didn't read it or anything, but it's basically the end of the world is coming. One of the kids, he can travel through time. That is his power. And he figures out the end of the world is coming. He doesn't know who causes it. He needs to figure it out and band together with his now adult, because they were all kids together. The dad really wasn't like a dad. He was just kind of like training them and getting them ready. Now they're adults and they have issues with each other, issues with him, emotional issues, things like that. They're very dysfunctional. They come together because of something that happens, and they end up trying to help stop the world, things like that. Umbrella Academy, before I watched it, a lot of people love it. A lot of people are comparing it to X-Men. As you know, I've said before, I am a huge X-Men fan. That is one of the first few shows I watched with Marvel. That's one of the first comics and characters I fell in love with. I've seen the 1992 or 97 series plenty of times over. That and the original Spider-Man 1994 cartoon series. To be honest, Umbrella Academy, to me, is nothing like X-Men. X-Men deals a lot with racial issues. It deals a lot with people treating other people wrong. They're not just, the X-Men aren't just outcasts and outsiders. It's a lot to do with the fact that they're mutants and things like that. Umbrella Academy, they are outcasts and outsiders, but they're not, the X-Men are hated. a lot of people, there's some people that like the X-Men, but a lot of people hate X-Men. They hate them a lot. They hate them because they're mutants and who they are. The Umbrella Academy, at least from what I got from the show, they're not really hated by anybody. They're very liked. They're seen as these superheroes, and people love them when they're together. Nobody just hates them just because they're different. They are allowed to exist. The difference, what I see, is X-Men, nobody really knew where they could stay because they would do hate crimes and things like that. Umbrella Academy, everybody knows where they live. Everybody knows who they are because nobody's coming after them. Nobody's trying to stop them. They're loved by everybody. So it's nowhere similar to X-Men. Also, the fact that X-Men has a lot of adults and kids in it. Umbrella Academy, they were all kids. They didn't invite anybody else in. It was just those 7 kids that he got. Things like that, just differences. Umbrella Academy, to me, the show is all right. When you first start watching it, the story is interesting. The characters are very interesting. Something that I don't know if this is the comic or if this was the series itself on Netflix, it falls off about halfway through. A lot of the stuff that happens gets in a way undone, or it's just not as important. The show, to me, for someone who didn't read the comics and read much about it before I watched it, the show is extremely predictable. The villain in the show is predictable. The way that they're going with the story is predictable. The plot is predictable. A lot of the characters, to me, are irredeemable. A lot of the characters in the show are irredeemable. They're not that likable. I think the one I didn't think I liked the most, which would be number 4, I think he is Klaus. He's the one who can conjure the dead. I kind of liked his character. He was pretty interesting. He was cool. There's 2 characters that are played by the only known person that I really knew. Like, you've seen some of these people in other shows, not really big shows or anything like that. One of the guys, I saw him in an episode of Game of Thrones. He was in something else, but the big name that you know from this show is Mary J. Blige. Mary J. Blige plays a character called Cha-Cha. Cha-Cha is a time-traveling assassin, and she has a partner named Hazel. Both of them were irredeemable to me. They tried to, in a way, redeem Hazel. I didn't really like them. I didn't like their characters. They tried to make them like terrible assassins, ruthless, but also likable and funny. There's only like one scene I actually liked with them. I hated their characters. And this is nothing to do, I think Hazel, Cha-Cha, I think their acting was on point. It has nothing to do with their acting. I think the way that they wrote their characters were not that interesting to me. I didn't like them. They weren't entertaining. From what I read, I think afterwards is Hazel and Cha-Cha aren't even in the series until the 2nd book, so they shouldn't even have been in there. They just kind of threw them in there. Other people, from what I've seen, like them. I personally didn't like them. My opinion, I don't like Hazel. I don't like Cha-Cha. I didn't like most of the kids, really. But everybody, they're not that dislikable. It's just, it's very predictable, and the things that are interesting, they don't really go further on that. My big problem with Umbrella Academy is nowadays a lot of things can't be different, and a lot of people, they can have story arcs and things that are predictable, but they execute them so well that it's worth it. With Umbrella Academy, I don't think that they executed it very well at all. The predictability didn't change because they executed it poorly on top of it being predictable. So to me, it just didn't make sense at all. Some of the stuff was interesting. Like I said, the series started off great. It kind of fell off. The last episode's pretty cool. It's pretty interesting a little bit. Me personally, I'm not a big fan of Ellen Page. She was okay. She plays her normal character. You'll know what I mean when you watch it. If you've ever seen Ellen Page in anything, video games, shows, she plays that same character. She's not really different. That's her thing. But Umbrella Academy, definitely, if you're one of those people who you have to watch every show on Netflix, you binge everything, you want to see it, watch it. That'll be worth your time because you watch everything. You have nothing else to watch. If you're looking for your new best show, maybe give it a try. I'll watch the 2nd season just because I watched the first. Hopefully they improve, they get better. But, excuse me, I'm sorry. But I didn't really like it that much. This is definitely a see it when you see it. If you have other things to watch, There's a lot of other shows that you could watch. Coming from somebody who watches a lot of shows and movies, there's a lot of other things that you could watch that you may enjoy more. I'd say give it a chance. It's not terrible. The show, don't get me wrong. Like, I know the reviews mainly negative. The show is not terrible at all. It's just all right. It's okay. It's nothing new, nothing special. It's not really that fresh, to be honest. To me, it wasn't that fresh. One more thing. The music is terrible. The music is so bad in the show. There's probably like 2 times, not like the song choice, but like where they come in. There's 2 times where the music was fitting and it was all right. I think there was 2 songs, one scene with Hazel and Cha Cha that I like. But besides that, most of the scenes, the music interrupted. Kind of like how I said with Aquaman, the music did not feel in place at all. The music was not that great. It was like, why did you use this song? Why did you use music here? Why didn't you use it there? Things like that. But definitely, if you're one of those people who have to watch everything on Netflix, watch it. See what you like. You might like it. I didn't really like it that much. It was watchable. It wasn't great or anything. It was decent. If you're not one of those people who you don't watch many things, or you want to watch stuff that you feel is like up there, say like Stranger Things, this is not the next Stranger Things. This is below it. So you might not want to waste your time. It's more of a see it when you see it. Once again, don't forget to like, dislike, comment, share, subscribe. I'm still doing that giveaway for the $50 cash giveaway at 50 subscribers. I think I'm at 28 or 29 right now. Don't forget to share so we can go ahead and get there and get that $50. And I'm also do giveaways for different movies. I'm still trying to think of something. Definitely don't forget to comment, subscribe, share with other people so we can go ahead and get to that 50 subscribers. Thank you guys for your time and support.